certainly, certainly accuracy, fairness, and truth are as, if not more important than ever. But it accelerates the whole news cycle. It accelerates the process. I think there's one instance that's coming to mind that really kind of encapsulates this. So the Daily Mustang in what covered an unfortunate incident. I can't even remember the year. It might have been 2010. But there was a fatal shooting by a Burger Street restaurant on Mockingbird Boulevard, right next to a apartment building where a lot of students live. And so the Daily Mustang actually got a photo of a body, in the middle of the Burger Street parking lot, and there was a discussion about whether to publish the photo or not. It was a photo that they had that nobody else did. A lot of students who lived in that building were, concerned that something like this had happened near their apartment building, and so there was the students. I was an advisor, but I left it up to the students, and the students' first decision on that was no, it's the truth. It's happened in the public domain. I think the body was covered. It wasn't a grisly photograph, but it still was a disturbing photograph, and they made the decision to publish it. The photo started to circulate, and there was some backlash from readers saying that was too disturbing of an image, that it had crossed the line, and the students kind of reassessed their decision based on the feedback from their readers, and decided, they're still covering the story, but they decided to take the image down, and so this was occurring. I was involved through several phone calls throughout the night. I think a couple might have come after midnight and everything, but the point is that they weren't making the decision in a vacuum. They made a decision, and they felt that they had good reasons for making the initial decision that they did. But then they listened to their audience afterward and reassessed their decision and adjusted the decision based on immediate feedback from the readers. All of this took place within the span of a few hours, during overnight, basically, and so it was a real learning opportunity for them. But to me, that was another. There was one instance that I looked at saying, "Wow, I never had to. When I went through college and journalism school, and editor of my college newspaper, I never had a situation in real time like that. Where the decisions that I made were." So closely scrutinized and triggered reaction and debate from my readers within minutes or hours of having made that decision. And so that's one area. There's others, where less dramatic situations where students just harness the power of real time, whether through live chat interviews or covering exciting games in real time through live blogs or through disseminating their work on social media. That it again, you're not just focusing a young journalist learning the craft these days is not just focusing solely on the product of journalism. They're also dealing with audience reactions to their journalism, and building community and managing community in real-time reactions to their journalistic work.
So, staying on that topic, when you engage with the public the way that those students did,
hmm
how do you know you're not talking to the vocal minority?
Yeah, good point. Yes. And so, a strong case could have been made. And well, I told them if they decided to keep it up, that would be an okay decision, because for what you're saying, it may have been the vocal minority speaking up, but it ultimately was their decision, and I think in that particular case, they heard from enough people where they just had second thoughts about the absolutism of, okay, it's the truth. I think what it did is it underscored a lot more quickly than we ever had to deal with in previous times of just the real reactions that decisions like that can trigger. So yeah, I mean, and actually in the complexity of things, the quicker reactions could lead to, I guess, knee-jerk responses that and I think sometimes you have to be okay and stick by your decisions as well. But anyway, it's just the complexity and the real time response is obviously a reality now for anyone